Okay. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. We will take the usual format today, beginning with a broadcast section, Sky Sports News and Gail Davis. Off you go, Gail.
Afternoon. Deadline 7 p.m. on Monday. Just in case this escaped notice. How busy are you expecting to be and what are your priorities?
Priorities is to make the squad as strong as possible for the rest of the season. That's always the priority of every manager. I've been around long enough to know that things can change very, very quickly in the January market. I know the guys are working really, really hard to stay on top of things in terms of information, in terms of what's out there, in terms of who's interested in our players. Things change very quickly, and it's about us just being prepared for any development.
Making it better, your squad. I don't expect you to answer any names, but in terms of priority positions, you have been linked with centre half. Is that?
It's a possibility, but it's a possibility when it's January.
What area you're looking to strengthen?
Every area. I look to strengthen. Now, my job in the transfer market, along with the guys, is to make the squad in every area as strong as it can possibly be. That's not me trying to duck your question in a smart way. No, it's important. Things come up, certain players come up that you don't expect to come up, and that can strengthen you, whether that's a wide player, whether it's a striker, whether it's a defender. If we see something, I know the guys are willing to do it, that is going to improve the team. I don't want to bring in players for the sake of bringing in players. I want to bring in players that we have a real confidence affect the impact and impact the team. Then we'll look at it.
So there's a possibility it could be busy. Is that what you're saying?
There's a possibility it could be busy. There's a possibility it could be quiet.
Right. Okay. What about in terms of outgoing? So we know that Sterling is no longer with the club, and obviously Disassi was part of that so-called bomb squad as well. What's the progress on him? Are you expecting him to move on? Because clearly we understand that there is a deal to take him away.
Yeah, for Axel, I'm delighted. I don't like the term bomb squad. I don't like it. They're players, they're human beings. So for me, he's been very, very good in training. Just trained with us. I think every player wants the opportunity to go and play football. That's why they do it. So if anything comes up for Axel that's interesting for him and his career, then we'll look at it.
Is it close? Is he close to going?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. And in terms of some of your younger players, I mean, you've seen the benefit of Strasbourg of having those players on loan to sort of find their feet elsewhere. So we've got sort of Adjipong, George, and maybe Gu. Any of those guys that haven't played an awful lot under you, are you looking at maybe sending those out on loan? Because I guess.
No, you look at each player as an individual, what's right for their career. So Mark, he's at the moment, Liam and Zhao are playing really, really well, but we need cover in that area of the pitch, and Mark was fantastic for me against Arsenal. Tyreek, unfortunately for him, hasn't had many minutes, so it's a different individual situation for him. Josh is an outstanding player. I want Josh with me. So they're all individual things. You can't put the three of them together.
Okay, and just finally for me then, a little bit of team news, and we've managed to get through the first 5 minutes without a Cobham question.
It's good.
So, how did he come through the 45 minutes, and when do you feel that you might start getting a 90 out of him?
Well, I think how he came through with 2 assists and an outstanding performance.
But I mean afterwards, in terms of reaction to
Oh,
him,
sorry,
whether
he's
or not he's
absolutely
ready to
fine.
Go again, and can you start getting 90 out of him? Because I'm sure that's what he wants.
That's what he wants. That's what I want. But yeah, he's available to start tomorrow. So really, really happy about that. Like any player being available to start. I want to make sure the players, when Cole or Romeo Lavia or Enzo Fernandez is at the top level, they're top players, and we want to make sure they're at their top level. And I think Cole showed really good signs of that on Wednesday night.
And he's happy after?
He's always happy.
Thanks, Gail. Vishali?
Hi Liam,
Hi.
you just mentioned Enzo Fernandez. It will be nearly 3 years to the day that Chelsea signed him this weekend. You mentioned he is a top player when he's fully fit. How much better of a player do you think he can get?
It's a great question. He's already an outstanding, world-class player. He's not surprised me, but it's been amazing to get to know him. He's a winner. Obviously, he's done incredible things already in his young career, but you can understand why, because his standards, his habits in training, he wants to learn, he asks tactical questions. That's why he is the player that he is, and that's the reason why he'll keep improving. And while I'm here, I'm really excited to see what we can get out of him, because he's a magnificent guy and a top player.
There's a lovely moment between you and Charles Pedro after the Napoli win, caught on camera. You were doing the interview signed him, and you said, you know, Gaffer's great, and it's nice.
He has to be fair, to stay in the team.
It was just a nice moment that perhaps fans don't really get to see, and I suppose we don't get to see. So, how would you describe your connection with the players a couple of weeks in it, and what would you say has been the best part of this job so far?
It's probably better to ask them what they think of me. Right. You're your manager, you probably know 20% of the full story. I feel very happy here. The players have been a delight to work with. I think they're really engaged. I think they're showing a real belief in what we're trying to do together. But I think winning helps, to be honest. Winning helps your message as a coach, and we have to keep doing our very, very best to win games. But so far, I can't say a bad thing about them as a group. They're young, they're talented, they're gifted, but they want to learn and they want to improve, and they're really good signs.
And in terms of West Ham tomorrow, they've obviously seen an upturn in
Yeah.
results in recent weeks, a couple of tactical changes in the last couple of games, and of course they've added Adama Traore to their squad. How would you expect to see them set up and play, and where do you think this game could be won and lost for you?
No, I'm not surprised Nuno has put his stamp on the team. All of his teams have always been really well organised without the ball, whether that's a 4-4-2 shape or a 5-4-1 without the ball. And they've always been very good in transition moments, and Bowen and Somerville are real threats for them, something we've spoken about. For me, tomorrow is the biggest game of the season. It's very simple. I'm going to find out so much. We're in a good place. If you want to be a consistent winning team, these are the games where you have to step forward and not be complacent after an away win in Italy to come back 3 days later. I want to see the consistency levels of the groups. That's why, for me, this is a massive mark of where we're really at.
Thanks for Charlie. John?
On Cole Palmer, you said about João Pedro, he's been in your office 3 or 4 times, you know, he's sick of talking to you. Does that kind of approach work with someone like Cole Palmer, or is it, you know, horses for courses and you maybe try something else with him, or has he been in with you as well?
He's been in a few times. I haven't got time. I've got to get to know the players. I've got to get to know them, what makes them tick. Each player is an individual, as a human being, their personality traits, what they need. Some players need a lot of attention. Other players need leaving alone. I understand that. Whether it's João or Cole or Enzo or Moy or Reece, I try and treat them for who they are and try and get the best out of each individual, and hopefully that can happen for Cole.
The win in Naples was obviously a massive win for the players, for the club, but how important was it for you and what you're trying to do here?
I was asked that question Wednesday night. It's not about how important it is for me, it's how important it is for the club, how important...
Because I mean, the profile of the manager is so high here, especially when you first come in. So surely it is about you as well?
I'm part of a team, I'm part of a club, I'm part of an organisation. I don't walk away from the game in Naples going, oh, that was massive for me. That's not what it's about. It was massive that we got through. I don't see life in that way. It's not... We need to keep winning games of football. That's done. My focus is now on West Ham. It's not about a statement win or what people say outside of the club about me. Doesn't make any difference. I want to win each game that we play, or what people think. And the way you make people like you is to win.
And just final one on the transfers. How does it work? Do you go to the sporting directors and say, I'd like this, this and this? Or do they come to you and say, we suggest this, this and this?
It's just a conversation. We have conversations about each individual of the team. We have conversations about the areas of the pitch where we can improve, whether that's within the building as well, and how we improve them. It's just natural conversations. And so far, I'm not just talking about here. Obviously, I had 18 months with the guys in Strasbourg. It's very collaborative. And the great thing is we're very aligned. We want a winning team. And I know I'm very well backed if I push for something. At the same time, it has to be right for the club in many different ways.
Simon?
Hi, in terms of players you've spoken to, have you been speaking to Levi at all?
Yeah, spoke to him this morning. Yeah.
How is he? How's he getting on?
Really good. Again, what a professional. He's working so hard in terms of his rehab. It's been brilliant to see him back out on the pitch now, doing his running, which is a huge step for him after, obviously, ACL is a really difficult injury. He's itching to get back, but again, we need to make sure that when he is back, he feels 100% perfect. And again, another outstanding player I can't wait to work with.
Do you think it's starting to look positive that he could be back before the end of the season?
Yes, but it's step by step. And I don't want to make promises that I can't keep. At the moment, he's in a really good place. He's on good track. I don't like putting timeframes on injuries because I think it puts unnecessary pressure on players where their health is the most important thing.
And just quickly on the injury front, though, like the other players like Tosin, Sugo, is Romeo sort of any closer?
They're all getting closer day by day. Tosin and Romeo, Tosin was back out on the pitch today doing his individual rehab. Romeo's in a really, really good place, and we have to just make sure this last stage of his rehab is really, really good. And Dario's obviously a little bit further behind.
Rob?
Hi Liam. With João Pedro, you've said he's been spending a lot of time in the office with you. Can you tell us a bit more about what sort of things you've been helping him with, or what you would like to see more from him then? And because he's been maybe one of the most improved players.
João's an outstanding, magnificent footballer. We know of his talent level, his ability, and he's still very, very young. I think my private conversations with players are private for a reason. What I want to see, not just from João, but from the team, I just want to see maximal intensity in the team. I want to see a team that runs, a team that's together, where all 11 players are back defending, where all 11 players are attacking as a unit. You have to be fit and you have to press to be in my team. And I think for João, the goals he's scoring is because he's working so hard without the ball. And his positions he's picking up, because he's working hard without the ball, allow him to receive the ball in the areas he wants to. And I think he's been, his performance against Napoli was incredible.
I mean, the club's been looking for that sort of 20, 25 goal a season striker for a long time, not quite cracked the case. Do you see him growing into that?
He has huge potential to do that, huge potential to be a goal scorer. Same for Liam, at the age that they're at. There's not many 25 goal a season strikers in world football because the game is changed in a different way. It's harder for the defensive levels of teams, especially in the Premier League, are top. You get double marked if you're a really, really good striker. But João and Liam have the potential to be consistent goal scorers for sure.
And we'll finish this section with Martin.
Hi Liam. Your predecessor sat in that chair and told me quite categorically towards the end of his time here that he would never use the long throw. Do you have a view on it? Should I expect in my commentary tomorrow to see somebody hurling the ball at the box? Chelsea won an FA Cup in 1970, scoring from a long throw. Been around a long time. Hasn't been around at Stamford Bridge very much recently.
Well, I think I need to find someone in my squad who can throw it long first, judging from training. No, my job.
You don't have an anti-feeling about it.
No. Football. The beautiful thing about football, you can play in so many different ways. There's no right or wrong way. Every team has their own way of playing. Every coach has his own idea. But for me, I just want to help the team win. If it comes from a long throw, great. If it doesn't, great, but we win. So I'm not going to rule anything out. But like I said, I haven't seen any of our players be able to throw it more than 10 yards so far.
The other question is about Cole Palmer.
Another one.
No, but this is slightly different. You're a very bright young manager. Do you think football needs to do something at Premier League level? Because you're having to get a player fit by playing him in the first team. There's no other way, there's no reserve team like it used to be when your dad was playing, where you could play a couple of games and players would come and say, can I have a couple of games in the reserves to get right? So in doing that, you're actually taking a berth from a fit player to try and get another player fit. Do you understand what I mean?
I understand. No, I think for a player to start at this level, there has to be a level of fitness. In Cole's case, we've spoken a lot about Cole. I understand the reasons why certain things have happened, and since I've come in, it's been mainly him has been top in terms of the feedback he's given, and he wants to play football. He wants to play every minute of every game. That's what makes him the special talent that he is. But what we have to do is make it clear to the players when we and I make decisions, it's in their best interests, and I think they're starting to understand that.
But in your best interest, does that actually affect another player who would be better to be used? I mean, Cole did wonderfully in the week. So
that's my job. My job is to pick the team and and the subs as well on the bench. My job is to win in each moment and give the team the best chance of winning each game.
Okay, thanks guys. We'll bring that to an end there, and cameras off please.